Today on Leafscope, will the Leafs have enough energy to win back-to-back games? How would plenty of Leaf penalties be a factor in the game? And are Leafs the best team in the league?
Welcome to Leafscope. I'm your host, Peter Bojarinov. With back-to-back games in Alberta, the Leafs use a solid penalty kill to beat the Flames 4-2. Trending now. Are the Leafs really this good? Well, they've won 3 straight games. Are first in scoring goals in the conference, as well they're first in sole position of first place in the Eastern Conference. I find, they still haven't played that well overall in most games, but what I like to say is good teams win games even though they shouldn't or haven't played well in. And that's what good teams do. Leafs are a good team. Leafs, which they're very different now than they were even just maybe 2 seasons ago. They have lots of skill now on the team, especially offensive skill and offensive depth. And that makes for a better offensive team, and no matter what position they are. They always put themselves in the right frame of mind, and they win games. If they're down, they catch up. And if they're up, they stay up and they play at that level. And they're good at matching the level that they should play in each game. Time for the Rocks and Stars. Leafs were really bad at making a lot of penalties. 7 power plays for the Flames, and many of them bad ones. First off, Carter Ashton. He had a lot of borderline hits, and a few of them were they could have been penalties. And then he had a big dangerous one when he hit the player from behind and right into the boards. And I hate that the most. When a player's against the boards, it's fine, you're trying to make a hit, but when he's 3 feet or 4 feet away from the boards, you hit him, and then you hit him from behind, that's bad. He's lucky he got only 2 minutes, probably should have got 5. And that leads to my other thing that I don't like that the NHL usually does, is they usually assess a major penalty or even suspensions when only injuries occur. If the guy's injured, penalty, major, suspension. If he's not, maybe 2 minutes. That's wrong. That shouldn't be the way you're thinking. Yes, a guy should probably get suspended on the type of hit he gets, and maybe 1 or 2 games more depending if the guy's injured. But that shouldn't be the major factor in any of these penalties or suspensions, and that's what the NHL is doing. I find that wrong and shouldn't be happening. On this instant, again, Ashton's lucky he didn't injure the player. If he did, he probably would have got a major, and he probably would have got 2 or maybe even 3 game suspension. Also, Bolin and Clarkson made some bad penalties, 2 each, and Bolin didn't have a good game again. Offensively, I didn't really see him much. He was bad on face-offs, and in one point, he made an icing, which you shouldn't have, and then he lost the offensive face-off on the icing right after, which led to Calgary keeping the puck in the zone and scoring a goal by David Jones. Rough night for those guys. And then there's the Stars. Great job on the penalty kill. 7 penalties, 7 killed. Dion Phaneuf, Carl Gunnarsson, James Van Riemsdyk, and Jay McClement were all good in the penalty kill, all over 6 minutes of ice time there, and they were clearing the lanes, lots of traffic, not letting any of the pucks go through, and got the puck out of the zone as many times as possible. They were great. As well, the best guy on your penalty kill has to be your goaltender. Jonathan Bernier was solid all night long, specifically on the PK. Made a few great stops there and a few big ones in the game as well. Couldn't blame him on either of the 2 goals as well. One of them, Kadri lost the face-off, and then he didn't take his man. He got lost on the assignments. He went to reach for one guy, but then he left that guy and then went to reach for the other guy because the puck went. No, take the man, let Gunnarsson take the other. Because of that, dominoes fell. Kadri went this way, Gunnarsson leans that way to get them, then he switches, and then Gunnarsson tries to catch this guy and doesn't. Dion Phaneuf tries to catch another guy and doesn't, and then he's too late to catch Stajan on the tic-tac-toe play. Stajan scores in the slot. The other one, from the point, screened, tipped. Bernier, no real chance on that one. He was great in this game overall, 41 saves. As well, Jay McClement, again, he's amazing, a beast on the penalty kill, this guy, and on faceoffs. I think he had 21 faceoff wins and 75% overall on the faceoffs. Great job, keep it up, guys. My hustle of the night goes to Carl Gunnarsson. Not only was he great on the PK all night long, he was clearing the net, crunching guys on the boards, not letting them escape, and he was poking the puck away from danger all night long. Great job. He also blocked a lot of shots and led the game in that category. The impact of the night has to be those 7 power plays for the Calgary Flames. Leafs are lucky that they have such a great penalty kill team and goaltending. And as well, they played against the Flames. They didn't play against a top 10 power play team. And if they did, it might have been a different story tonight. So that's a huge impact. As well, because they were killing so many penalties, they didn't get a lot of ice time for the Leaf stars like Phil Kessel and Joffrey Lupul, who only had 16 minutes of ice time. My recommendations. On top of Joffrey Lupul getting very low quality minutes, he actually had a lot of shifts on the fourth line tonight. So I'd like to him again get better minutes with better quality players and teammates and more ice time. But on top of that, I expect Kuhlman to be back soon, maybe even as early as Saturday, and I'd like to see him replace Carter Ashton, who, as well as being wild tonight and reckless a bit, he only has 1 assist in the 10 games that he's played. So Kuhlman would be a large upgrade for that spot and role on the roster. Again, if you have any questions for Leafscope, tweet at Leafscope or email leafscope@gmail.com. Again, thanks for watching and see you next time.
Leafscope, Leafscope.